It is that time again, another edition of This Week in Agriculture, where we showcase the activities of Agriculture Minister Zulfikar Mustafa in the pursuit of development within the sector. Over the past 5 years or so, we've been seeing major transformation occurring within the agriculture sector. And of course, leading that charge has been President Dr. Irfan Ali through the Ministry of Agriculture, and of course led by our Minister Zulfikar Mustafa. This past week we've seen many engagements. He represented Guyana at a meeting in Brazil. We'll bring you highlights of that meeting here on this week's edition of This Week in Agriculture. That and a whole lot more as we go forward. We will be back after these messages.
Calling all farmers. Your registration with the Ministry of Agriculture promotes inclusivity and equity in our agricultural sector. By registering, you ensure that marginalized groups have equal access to resources and support, empowering everyone to thrive in farming. Together, let's build a more inclusive and prosperous future for agriculture. Register today and join us in shaping the future of farming for all. Contact the Ministry of Agriculture Extension Officer in your area and become a registered farmer and be part of the agriculture revolution. A message from the Ministry of Agriculture.
Guyana's government is committed to involving youth in agriculture through innovative initiatives like the Agriculture Innovative and Entrepreneurship Program. Launched in 2021, this program introduces youth to climate-smart techniques and high-value crop production. Over 300 shade houses have been constructed, empowering young people to grow crops like carrots, broccoli, and cauliflower. In 2023, Guyana expanded hydroponics farming, engaging over 300 youths in cultivating diverse crops from local and regional markets. Promoting agricultural science in secondary schools is also key. Investments in school farms, shade houses, and resources like chickens and aquaponics training enhance agricultural education. Through these initiatives, the government ensures youth are at the forefront of agricultural development. Join us in building a sustainable and prosperous future in agriculture. A message from the Ministry of Agriculture.
Farmers and agro-processors, the Guyana Marketing Corporation is here to help you thrive. Our Agribusiness Development Unit offers comprehensive training for agro-processors, ensuring you have the knowledge and skills to succeed. Need advice on your agro-processing facility? We've got you covered, with expert guidance to optimize your operations. From generating nutritional facts to developing new products, we provide the services you need to enhance your offerings. Stand out on the shelves with our label design and packaging material services, making your products attractive and market-ready. We also create market linkages, connecting you with the right buyers and markets to expand your business reach. Are you ready to take your agribusiness to the next level? Contact the Guyana Marketing Corporation today. The Guyana Marketing Corporation, cultivating growth, empowering success. Together, let's grow Guyana's agricultural future.
The GRDB's Rice Research Station at Burma is reminding farmers that the GRDB's new high-yielding varieties' yield potential is 7 to 8 tons per hectare or 45 to 55 bags per acre. However, because the variety is a heavy feeder and its panicles produce up to 250 grains or more, there is constant need for adequate nutrition at every stage of the growing cycle. It is important to note that together with adequate nutrition for the plants, there is vital need to reduce competition for those vital nutrients through the eradication of competing weeds, especially red rice. The recommended approach to weed management is an integrated one that begins at land preparation. Once proper weed management is realized, farmers should fertilize as follows. The application of TSP at a rate of 50 to 75 pounds per acre at dry land preparation or by broadcasting at 14 to 21 days after sowing. Urea at a rate of 1.5 to 2 bags per acre split into two applications at 18 to 21 and at 40 to 45 days. A third dose at 60 days after sowing is optional. MOP at a rate of 50 to 75 pounds per acre in two equal splits at land preparation, or broadcasted at 14 to 21 days and then at 40 to 42 days. Boron. Apply half pint per acre in two equal splits. That's a quarter pint at 21 to 25 days and a quarter pint per acre at 45 to 50 days after sowing. In cases where a soil test report is available, stick to the recommendations. NPK fertilizers can be applied at a rate of 220 pounds per acre at dryland preparation or 14 to 21 days after sowing as a replacement for TSP and MOP. A message from the GRDB Ministry of Agriculture.
On Monday, November 3, Agriculture Minister Zulfikar Mustafa was among cabinet colleagues taking the oath of office at the convening of the 13th Parliament of the Cooperative Republic of Guyana. Following the end of the first sitting, Minister Mustafa, in an invited comment, said he was pleased to be part of the administration that will lead Guyana for the next 5 years, a period he believes will be marked by even greater transformation, opportunity and progress for all Guyanese. Minister Mustafa said the moment not only signifies the continuation of government's mandate, but also a renewed commitment to fulfilling the promises in the party's manifesto. He stressed that over the coming years, government will intensify its efforts to build a more inclusive, prosperous and resilient Guyana, one in which every citizen, from urban centres to hinterland communities, will benefit from the developments taking place across every sector. Also in attendance at Monday's sitting and taking the oath of office was Minister within the Ministry of Agriculture, the Honourable Vikash Ramkisoon. Agriculture Minister Zulfikar Mustafa led Guyana's delegation to the Conference of Ministers of Agriculture of the Americas 2025, the 23rd regular meeting of the Inter-American Board of Agriculture, IABA, held in Brazil. The high-level forum brought together ministers of agriculture and senior policymakers from across the Americas to discuss strategies for advancing agricultural innovation, sustainability, and regional food security. Minister Mustafa's participation underscored Guyana's growing leadership role in hemispheric agriculture, particularly in the areas of food security, climate resilience, and technological transformation under the 25 by 2025 Plus 5 initiative, championed by President Dr. Irfan Ali. During the event, Minister Mustafa represented Guyana at the elections for the Director General of the Inter-American Institute for Cooperation on Agriculture, ICA, where he participated in the voting process and cast Guyana's vote in support of Dr. Mohamed Ibrahim. Dr. Ibrahim was ultimately elected to serve as the new Director General of ICA and will hold that position from 2026 to 2030. The new Director General will take office on January 15 of next year during a ceremony to be held at ICA headquarters in San Jose, Costa Rica. He will succeed Argentine veterinarian Manuel Otero, who has been at the helm of the institute since 2018, given that he was re-elected for the position in 2021. The government of Guyana extends warm congratulations to Dr. Ibrahim on his election, which stands as a collective regional achievement, reflecting the shared vision of unity, innovation, and sustainability that defines the hemisphere's new era of agricultural cooperation. President Dr. Irfan Ali on Wednesday announced that his government will continue to support rice farmers, stating that at least $300 per bag of paddy will be contributed. In an interview with Newsroom ahead of COP30 in Brazil, the Guyanese head of state reiterated support for farmers across the country. After assessing prevailing conditions, he said the government has decided to maintain its support for rice farmers. He said, "We will produce in this second crop more than 9 million bags of paddy, and at a minimum, I can say to you now that we're going to give, like we did in the first crop, another $300 per bag. That is an injection of more than $2.7 billion to rice farmers. Over the past year, the government injected $1.9 billion into the sector, contributing $300 per bag of paddy sold to millers. Other support for rice farmers included $2 billion in fertilizer to ease production costs. In that same newsroom interview, President Ali also announced that government will be giving $150,000 to each fisherfolk as part of efforts to support these workers. The Guyanese head of state highlighted that the government has been examining the prevailing conditions and the needs of various groups. With that examination, the government has decided to roll out targeted support as it has done in the past. According to the recently released mid-year report, the agriculture, fishing and forestry sector is expected to have grown by 9% in the first half of 2025. In that report, which was prepared by the Ministry of Finance, it was noted that further investments and support would go into these sectors. Agriculture Minister Zulfikar Mustafa on Friday met with fisherfolk from Windsor Forest and Zeeburg to discuss ongoing developments within the fishery sector and to outline the government's continued support for their livelihoods.
And we recognize the importance of the role of fishermen in this country, fisherfolks. And we want to ensure that we work with you because, the fishing industry is a very important industry for us in this country. A lot of people talk about rice, sugar, other crops, livestock, and so. But the fishing industry also is very important. As Minister of Agriculture, I recognize the role that you play. Over 15,000 persons are engaged directly in the fishing industry. If you look at the number of vessels that we have around, and each vessel you put an average of 4 persons to a vessel, see how many persons directly are earning their daily bread coming out from the rivers and the oceans. And those are the marine and artisanal fisher folks. And when you look at the inland fishing, there are a number of other persons. And now what we are doing, we are also trying to develop a new industry within the fishing industry, that to expand what we had. We never had it in a large amount or producing large amount of catches in those things. But we now expand our aquaculture industry. Or we are expanding our aquaculture industry. Right? So it's important that we look at all our industries, look how we can develop it. And over the years, as I said, more than 200 landing sites were enhanced and developed under the program that we had. This is one of the areas we are now under the shed, one of the shed that was built by the Ministry of Agriculture. So we want to expand and we want to develop this industry. And if you look what we have been doing, we have been trying to give support to our fisher folks.
The meeting came shortly after His Excellency President Dr. Mohamed Irfan Ali announced that fisherfolk across the country will once again benefit from a $150,000 cash grant as part of government's ongoing efforts to ease the burden of rising costs and strengthen the fishing industry. Minister Mustafa assured the gathering that the process will be managed with great accountability and transparency to ensure that only legitimate fisherfolk receive the grant.
2 days ago, you learned that the President also announced a new cash grant for fisher folks. The last time, we had some issue. I want to be very frank. When cash grant, and this not only for fishermen and fisher folks, but when cash grant announced for a segment of the population, we find that these people or the number of persons increase drastically. When you announce cash grant for rice farmers, the number of rice farmers in this country is maximum 6,500. But when you get cash grant for rice farmers, you're gone to 10,000. The same thing when you get to other areas. Last time we had the fisher folks, we gave the cash grant to fisher folks. You had people who never fishing receive. And some of the genuine fisher folks didn't receive. This time around, I will be very careful because I already instructed this morning that on the major landing sites, in the regions, in all the regions. I want representative come forward, and I will be meeting with them on Monday. Monday, I asked them to invite them to come to the office so that we can set a mechanism. We already have a register of fishermen and fisher folks across this country. We want to verify that. And if we have to be accurate, you got to help us to be accurate. I can't know how many fishermen are at Windsor Forest. You got to help us to do it. And if you want us to ensure that we continue to increase benefit for fisher folks. So I hope that you all will come out and you all will ensure that we have a clean list, and when we give the cash grant this time around, we will not have people left out or people who didn't deserve go on the list.
He further explained that as part of the registration process, representatives from each landing site will form part of a verification committee to assist with compiling and scrutinizing the lists. Minister Mustafa said this collaborative approach will ensure that the process remains transparent, fair, and effective. He also addressed the Ministry of Public Works' current program to clear stalls along the roadside, assuring those affected that the Ministry of Agriculture, through the Fisheries Department, will work with them to identify and relocate to developed areas where they can operate comfortably and safely.
We are working around the country to ensure that we clear the roadside. You understand? We clear all encumbrances from the roadside. We don't want to be people put up shacks and things. But what we will do, the Ministry of Agriculture through the Fisheries Department will work along with you to develop an area here so that we can relocate you away from the road, right? So that you can have a proper place to sell. We can't continue to be on the road. Let me be very frank. If Guyana is developing rapidly and we want to expand the road network, we want to ensure that you continue with your livelihood. We want to continue, but we have to do it in a way that will not impede the flow of traffic or impede anybody's movement. But we will work with you to develop an area right along here so that we can get you move away from the roadside and you can come here and people can come across to buy. We will not move away from the site.
Highlighting the importance of the fishing industry, Minister Mustafa noted that over 200 landing sites have been developed and upgraded across the country in recent years, further underscoring the government's commitment to the sector. The minister also reaffirmed that the government of Guyana continues to engage the government of Suriname on the long-standing issue of fishing licenses for Guyanese fisherfolk operating in the quarantine area, with the aim of reaching a sustainable and fair resolution soon. Minister within the Ministry of Agriculture, the Honorable Vikash Ramkisoon, and other officials from the Ministry of Agriculture were also present at those West Demerara meetings. Speaking on the sidelines of his East Berbice outreach Saturday, Agriculture Minister Zulfikar Mustafa said that Guyana's coconut industry is poised for greatness, with massive injection of resources being eyed for the new year.
Well, you know for a fact that the President and our plan is to increase production substantially. And like for example, this year we imported 70,000 high-yielding Brazilian green dwarf. We have seen a considerable increase in acreage. Over 7,500 acres of coconut we have increased. But the coconut industry is one of the industry we earmark for large expansion. I am hoping that next year, I have asked the Hope Coconut Estate and with Nari we can import close to about 1 million nuts so that we can go into this, because there are a lot of people now who are going into production, in coconut production. And I think this augurs well for us in diversifying the sector. And coconut is one of our more lucrative commodities, and I think that we can make good use of the coconut industry.
The Agriculture Minister also spoke of the ongoing expansion of corn and soybean cultivation in the Tacama savannas by the consortium Tacama Gold.
You know that has been one of the success story of us. We have now increased the silo capacity there to 18,000. We have built a wharf where ship now is going there directly at the Tacama landing. We have also built a conveyor system where the soil from the directly from the silos go into the ship with a conveyor system. And we are doing more. Also, over the years we'll build more state-of-the-art equipment there. We'll put more state-of-the-art equipment. But the Takama area has seen massive development. We have moved from 12,000 now to 18,000 tons where we can store there. And I have pictures I will share with you where we have ship now being loaded there and bringing out the grains around the Borbis River into the Demerara River for easy access to those poultry farmers that are now making their own feed. Places like Royal Chicken, Bounty, and other places. So I think that we'll have massive expansion taking place. And you know for a fact also at Ibini, we are building a silo there to start the black eyed peas production. We have two private investors there who are now working to start the cultivation. We are about to complete the silo, the building of the silos there, 4,000 tons in the first instance. We have built roads across the Ibini area there. So the entire Ibini Takama Savannah, they have been transformed right now. And then we have an investor who wants to go there to do cocoa cultivation. So that area will be a massive hub for us in terms of new production.
How close are you to self-sufficiency on the soil?
Well, I'm hoping by next year we can be self-sufficient 2026. As I said, that 25,000 acres will not only be self-sufficient, but will also be a net exporter in the Caribbean.
Rounding out his Saturday outreach, Minister Mustafa and team stopped in at the Onvawak Prawns project, where he was shown some of the prawns that will be ready for harvesting in a matter of weeks. The minister shared his thoughts on the project so far.
This is a project initiated by His Excellency the President, and we just came here. We are now stocking back the ponds. We have here some that are 2 to 3 weeks old. In some of the ponds, we have some that are 21 grams in size, and some are bigger. So we have enough for the Christmas season, but this will be a constant, we will have constant prawns here. And this here is the Ministry of Agriculture model prawns project. What we are doing now, we are encouraging the private sector and other private individuals to get involved. Right here in front, we have another private investor who will build a 20-acre pond. They will invest in a 20-acre ponds. And we have some foreign investors who also want to get involved. Here, this here have a lot of potential. We can develop it into a very lucrative industry. Places like Ecuador and other Latin American countries have an industry with these Vanamee prawns. And I think we have enough market in North America and also the Caribbean. So we are working here, and if you see that there are a number of ponds here, this project here is a model for others to follow around the country. This is besides the brackish water shrimp that we started on the quarantine. But also we are expanding that project across the country now in Region 5, Region 3, Region 2. People want to get involved in that kind of agriculture project too, like the brackish water shrimp. So here, this prawns project that we have here, I am hoping that we can get this across the country, where we can have large investors and we can have more groups to involve in this project, and Guyana can become a major exporter and producer of these prawns.
Minister, what about the local market?
We have, as present now, we are now supply the local market, and there are big demands for the local market, like the restaurants and other food house and food establishment. So as I'm speaking now, we are only doing it for local consumption. When we go to the larger and we expand production, that is for the Caribbean market and also to North America. But as we plan for the last season and now, we are supplying the domestic market.
What has been the response?
Very good, very, very good, and it's cheap. I think that it's very affordable, and we are growing it right here. Sometimes these products here, these prawns, used to be imported into the country. Now we are producing it here. Like other things that we have been doing, like the high-value crops. In 2021, we imported $2.6 billion in broccoli, cauliflower, carrot, lettuce. Now we are growing it, and that has reduced tremendously, right? Like corn and soya that we started. And I'm hoping now to start a new, we are looking to start cultivation of onion. We did the trial, and we are hoping that we can produce all our onion in Guyana. If we can plant 200 acres of onion, then we will satisfy local demand, and we can produce all the onion here.
we have the variety, the Aquarius variety that we are using, and the potential look great for us in terms of producing that too. So Guyana, what we are doing now in Guyana, we are not only doing one on the traditional crops, we are going all around and we are diversifying and producing new crops to reduce our import bill.
Guyana's government is committed to involving youth in agriculture through innovative initiatives like the Agriculture Innovative and Entrepreneurship Program. Launched in 2021, this program introduces youth to climate-smart techniques and high-value crop production. Over 300 shade houses have been constructed, empowering young people to grow crops like carrots, broccoli, and cauliflower. In 2023, Guyana expanded hydroponics farming, engaging over 300 youths in cultivating diverse crops from local and regional markets. Promoting agricultural science in secondary schools is also key. Investments in school farms, shade houses, and resources like chickens and aquaponics training enhance agricultural education. Through these initiatives, the government ensures youth are at the forefront of agricultural development. Join us in building a sustainable and prosperous future in agriculture. A message from the Ministry of Agriculture.
Farmers and agro-processors, the Guyana Marketing Corporation is here to help you thrive. Our Agribusiness Development Unit offers comprehensive training for agro-processors, ensuring you have the knowledge and skills to succeed. Need advice on your agro-processing facility? We've got you covered, with expert guidance to optimize your operations. From generating nutritional facts to developing new products, we provide the services you need to enhance your offerings. Stand out on the shelves with our label design and packaging material services, making your products attractive and market-ready. We also create market linkages, connecting you with the right buyers and markets to expand your business reach. Are you ready to take your agribusiness to the next level? Contact the Guyana Marketing Corporation today. The Guyana Marketing Corporation, cultivating growth, empowering success. Together, let's grow Guyana's agricultural future.
The GRDB's Rice Research Station at Burma is reminding farmers that the GRDB's new high-yielding varieties' yield potential is 7 to 8 tons per hectare or 45 to 55 bags per acre. However, because the variety is a heavy feeder and its panicles produce up to 250 grains or more, there is constant need for adequate nutrition at every stage of the growing cycle. It is important to note that together with adequate nutrition for the plants, there is vital need to reduce competition for those vital nutrients through the eradication of competing weeds, especially red rice. The recommended approach to weed management is an integrated one that begins at land preparation. Once proper weed management is realized, farmers should fertilize as follows. The application of TSP at a rate of 50 to 75 pounds per acre at dry land preparation or by broadcasting at 14 to 21 days after sowing. Urea at a rate of 1.5 to 2 bags per acre, split into 2 applications at 18 to 21 and at 40 to 45 days. A third dose at 60 days after sowing is optional. MOP at a rate of 50 to 75 pounds per acre in 2 equal splits at land preparation or broadcasted at 14 to 21 days and then at 40 to 42 days. Boron. Apply half pint per acre in 2 equal splits. That's a quarter pint at 21 to 25 days and a quarter pint per acre at 45 to 50 days after sowing. In cases where a soil test report is available, stick to the recommendations. NPK fertilizers can be applied at a rate of 220 pounds per acre at dry land preparation or 14 to 21 days after sowing as a replacement for TSP and MOP. A message from the GRDB Ministry of Agriculture.
Well, that's all the time we have on this week's edition of This Week in Agriculture, a presentation of the Communications Unit, Ministry of Agriculture. I'm Christopher Holder. This Week in Agriculture is produced for television by Matrix Video Productions and Advertising based in East Berbice. Until next time then, be good to yourselves and to each other.